Steven Wiltshire from London is a star among savants. His nickname is the living camera. Steven is autistic. He lives in a world of his own. Communication is difficult for him. He didn't speak his first words, pencil and paper, until he was 5. Yet when he was 11, he drew a perfect aerial view of London after only one helicopter ride. Even the number of windows in all the major buildings in his drawing was correct. For this film, we're testing the living camera in Rome. Steven has never seen the Eternal City from above before. After only a 45-minute helicopter flight, we'll ask him to draw a 5.5-yard panoramic picture of the historic city centre. Without having a second glance at it, Steven has 3 days. In these 3 days, Steven will have to keep thousands of details in his head. The innumerable cupolas, the tiny winding streets, all the balconies and windows of the endless array of houses, and each and every column and window arch of Rome's major sites, from the Pantheon to St. Peter's to the Colosseum. Five and a half yards of paper can look scarily empty. The amazing thing, Steven starts the drawing as we would, with the Church of St. Peter's. But he doesn't do any sketches, nor roughing out of the space for the drawing. It's as if the panorama already existed within his head, with all the proportions, all the roads, all the details. At the end of the second day, Steven is a good halfway through his creation. After 3 days of his drawing marathon, even Steven Wiltshire starts to tire. He has filled in more than 5 yards of paper in fine pencil. He has been restlessly aligning window to window and house to house, because Steven loves to be applauded for his art. In the left corner, he's finally reached the ruins of the Forum Romanum. Steven's sister Annette is rejoicing with him. He's made it. Obviously, he's pleased with his work. Yet our vexing question still remains. How precise was Steven's ability to memorize? Is it really true that you could only see a single curve of the Tiber from above? We started to compare the accuracy of the drawing with the real thing. Is Steven's version of St. Peter's cupola too dominant? Yet here again, like with the curve of the Tiber, Steven is frighteningly right. We wondered if the famous Roman hills should probably stand out more in Steven's panorama. But again, Steven had seen it better. From 1,000 feet up, the hills are, optically, almost level. Checking the Pantheon, we did discover some minor inaccuracies on the roof. But the number of columns of the portal is, again, absolutely correct. And, despite our doubts, Steven has drawn one of the most complex buildings, the Colosseum, so precisely, it's practically a blueprint of reality. Steven was also accurate in the instances we checked of nameless buildings and side streets. Had he had more time, his sister Annette believes, he would have put in even more detail.
Some of the areas, all that part, lots of detail, remembered things of some of the cities and the neighborhoods and the villages. And then the easy parts is St. Peter's and Forum and Colosseum, and memorize it by head and that, by memory.